what I feel, what I feel that basic uh, things, how to use a smart board, how to switch it on, how to make the use of the tools of within the smart board, we should know. Same thing applies in our daily regular teaching. If we want to extract certain information from the internet, what kind of information we want to extract, and for that, what keywords we are writing, that is also very important. If you are just writing anything, you are getting too much of information. You are not able to extract what you want to give it to your students. Then a lot of time gets wasted on that particular research work. Again, it all is compiling up in our work. So let's not try to do that. But what we need to do, we need to enhance our technical skills and creative skills also, so that we can navigate and we can swim in the digital environment safely. When I'm using the word safely, trust me, it is a very big word because the digital platform is so wide that we will not be able to understand what is there correct and what is not correct. So it is also our duty as an educator to find out the correct information for our students, because then only we can prepare them for the 21st century skills. So, if we are doing that, that means we are digitally literate. We can extract the information properly, right? Moving ahead, the key components of digital literacy is just not that you have extracted the information, you are digital literate. No, you should know many multifold things about it. The first one, of course, the access and use. If you are comfortable working with phones, computers, and the software and hardware, when I say computers and phones, it definitely talks about hardware. You should know what operating system you are working on, what is your graphic card installed, what type of graphic card installed, what is your CPU speed, so that whenever if you are preparing your student for a particular project, we have so many projects led by CBSE, which demands a particular configuration of the system. So, as a 21st century educator, you should know all these requirements of your system, right? Then comes the information literacy. Information literacy, you are able to find, you are able to evaluate, you are able to manage the digital information like identifying the fake news. There, this world, this time is a time of social media. And trust me, fake news travels at such a quick speed that we being a digital literate educators, we are also not able to find out if it is a correct news or not correct. In northern sides, you all know that AQI is at such a high level. Every now and then we get this news that schools are online, schools are getting closed, but not all the time the news is correct. So unless and until, this is just an example which I have given you, unless and until we are not able to identify what is fake and what is not fake, we are not following the digital literacy path. So this bird's eye view, we should give it to our students also, that whatever is there on the internet, it's not all real. We should understand what is fake and what is not. Communication and collaboration. These are the two keywords which are the buzzwords for today's digital realm. Using email, social media, in video calls to interact. What we are doing right now, we are collaborating, we are connecting, we are communicating with each other. Maybe many of you are sitting in different parts of the country and you are listening to me. And this is all getting possible just because of the technology in our hand. If I'm not able to draft my PPT for you all, I'm not a correct educator to do this. If there is no platform for us to communicate, then we will not be able to execute this particular session. So just understand the importance of technology. It is very much important. Technology is just not only for ICT educators, not just for only for any other, but it's for everyone. So let's be a little prepared to have use of it properly. Then the another component of our digital literacy is the content creation. So much of content is there available on the internet, but what if the wrong content is going to our student? That will definitely affect their preparation, and that will definitely affect their thinking about the subject. So it's our duty again to prepare to draft the content properly. And for that, we have multiple tools, which we will talk about little later. So we can make use of those tools. And now though is the time of AI. You just need to know your correct prompt, and the complete things are there designed in your system in just a minute or two. So the buzzword is that we should know the prompt and we should know the art of designing. Safety and security. This I am again talking to you. Safe and secure. How, if the content we are preparing, it is definitely safe, it should be safe for our students. It should be age appropriate. We should have our target audience in mind while designing the content. It should not be over too much of outside, following the outside boundary, and neither it should be very concise so that it's not explaining the concept. So we should understand the personal information and the online risks also. That if the student is using it, the students are safe and sound to use that content. And again, the critical thinking, analyzing the social and ethical impacts of technology. You should be able to refine and filter the content properly. And again, draft the lesson plan as per the 21st century skills. I hope these components are quite clear. And right now we are talking about digital literacy. Are we clear enough to use the smartphones? Are we very smart to use the computer? Are we very smart to use the World Wide Web for our use? Because so much of information is there, but what is important, that should be extracted from us so that we can impart it to our students. This slide talks about the digital literacy and how we are progressing from literacy to skills. So digital literacy is one of the skills under the digital skills is one of the skill under the digital literacy platform. We can have multiple skills under digital literacy. It can be functional skills, safety skills, communication, ability to find and select the information, collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, cultural and social skills. But then when we are following all of these in total, then we are having our digital skills in place. So please understand, just following the digital literacy path is not enough. You should know what skills you should be having to find out the correct content and to deliver it safe and sound to our students. We are talking about a lot about digital literacy, about a lot of digital skills, but why it is so much of talk is there about digital skills? Yes, first of all, CBSE has given a clear instruction that ICT as a subject, digital skills as a skill, it should be there in the 21st century educator. But then why we are using it? We were working earlier as well before the COVID time. That time also many educators were working without the technology. But times has changed. The learning needs of the 21st century learners are also changing. They need dynamic content. They need new ideas. They need new ways of telling the same thing to them. So it's just not that if you are teaching them, let's say if I take a topic of Himalayan region from geography, so I will just teach them from book or I will just show them a picture. No, what I can do, I can incorporate videos of Himalayan regions. I can make use of Google Earth, showing them, taking them to that particular area virtually. So isn't it bring a room for fresh air? The excitement will go, so much of another level. So that's the use of technology in the subject. Again, integration of technology. Just a second. Yeah. Integration of technology in classrooms. As I said, CBSE has mandated it, so we need to follow this as well. But it's just not that it goes just in words. When we are incorporating technology, we are incorporating many things. As an educator, our workload decreases multiple times. So technology is there to support us. So please let's make a use of technology in as much of as a good ways as we can. It supports blended and online learning. Blended is one when we are having our both online and offline kind of lectures, and definitely technology is helpful while we are doing taking online learning. It enhances student engagement and outcomes. Educator is not there maybe for some reason. You don't want your class to get unattended. What you are doing, you are recording your lecture in prior and you are putting it up as a video for your students. They will be listening to you while you are not there, right? So this kind of tricks and tools will help our students to do the learning without us being also there. But this we can follow like when we are not there in the classroom. So these pointers will help you to understand why digital skills are needed. Again, as I said, the importance of digital skills for us as a teacher, it improves teaching effectiveness. We can measure, we can map if whatever we have delivered using our in the lesson plan, using technology and other things, if the students are getting properly the concept, they are absorbing it properly. We have multiple tools for assessment also, which we will talk a little later. It encourages creativity and innovation. Give a tool in students' hand and trust me, they will design, they will come up with such great ideas better than the teachers. So it's all about, creativity and innovation the student's mind is up to. It supports personalized learning. We have multiple diverse students or in our classroom. We cannot get into or we cannot be connected with each and every learner in one go. But if we are using tools, if we are using technologies, we can have a personalized learning approach. You must have heard about Reading Coach of Microsoft. It's one of a very great tool which we can use to enhance the language, to enhance the reading speed, to enhance the vocab pronunciation. We can have a separate session for this particular tool. Trust me, all the language educators will be so benefited with this tool. And the last but not the least, it builds digital citizenship and safety awareness. When the teacher is himself or herself is using technology, then how can we not talk about the safety? So definitely the students who are using it, they know much more through us only about the cyber safety, cyber security, what to be posted, what to be not, what measures to be taken while posting a content online, or what measures to be followed while taking the content from the internet. So this also comes under the digital skill as an important skill for teachers. Now let's talk about what are digital skills. Initially we talked about digital literacy, but here we are focusing now on digital skills, the skills a teacher and educator should have. Ability to use digital devices effectively. I have a system with me, but I don't know how to switch it on. I have a system with me, but I don't know how to design a presentation. I don't know how to open Canva. I struggle a lot with my username and password. So all these things, you might be thinking that these are very small tasks, but no. When we combine all these things, it becomes a major, ineffective way of an educator handling the 21st century learners. So modern times require modern ways of technology teaching. We can create and share digital content that we all know. We can communicate and collaborate online, and we can use technology safely and responsibly. While we are using all these four together, trust me, our life gets little easier. We can design the content using an AI medium in quick way. Of course, we need to refine it as per our target audience, and of course, we need to give more ideas to it. But while we are using the technology, we are having our workload very less. So that is also one major advantage of bringing the digital skills with us. Now, what all digital skills, I'm talking about digital, but what are these digital skills? What we should know while we are going in our classroom with a technology tool in hand. The basic ICT skills, devices, software, internet. If you don't know one particular software, that's absolutely fine. You can have your IT person with you and you can learn the basics of these softwares. Designing a particular thing doesn't always require pen and paper. You can always ask your students to design it in an online medium, to design it using a technology. We have so many tools nowadays in hand which are available free of cost. Canva, Adobe Express, Paint, so many things. So you can ask your students to design poster, presentation, brochure, and whatnot, comic strips. So I'm using all these ideas in my classroom and also with my co-teachers as well. I give them these ideas so that they can enhance their classroom working. Content creation, as I said, presentation, videos, worksheet. So this you can work with your students as well as for yourself. Generating worksheet was a mundane task before the technology was so much in and out there for us. But now you can generate worksheets within 5 minutes. Use ChatGPT, use Gemini, use your AI tool. But yes, I'm not saying that you should use these tools blindly. You should use them effectively so that you can pick up the content whatever you want to. Assessment and feedback, a very important area, but we always trust our pen and paper for assessment and feedback. But we have so many tools nowadays using which you can have your summative and formative assessment, both Kahoot, Microsoft Forms, quizzes, and there are so many other quizzes also, Google Forms as well. These all tools you can use for your assessment and for getting a feedback as well. Cyber safety and data privacy, as I mentioned earlier as well, you should know how to make your content safe for your students. Always keep in mind while designing anything, you should keep in mind the target audience, you should keep in mind their age group so that they are also well aware that yes, this particular content piece of information is safe for me to read and to pursue. Now the digital classroom and the tools that we can use. All these tools are very few. Trust me, we have n number of multiple tools available for us. You just give it a search and it will be there. To create a presentation, you can have PowerPoint, you can work on Google Slides. I have designed this presentation on PowerPoint, but in an online mode. What is the difference between an offline and online mode? Offline is basically when you have the app installed in your computer and you are working without the internet. So while getting the information, you can use the internet, but for designing and all, you are using your skills. But when it comes to online PowerPoint designing and presentation, trust me, I haven't designed anything in this PPT. Everything which you can see, the use of smart art, the use of color combination, it is all given to me by designer tool. And designer tool is there in online PPTs. So just see, I have just put my content on the slide. I have uploaded in the online PowerPoint and it has reframed, it has redesigned my entire PPT for me and it happened in just 5 to 7 minutes. So gone are those days when I'm sitting for my 30 slides PPT. I'm putting up my 1 or 2 hours for designing so that I can increase the font size for my student. I should have a particular proper color as a background so that my audience can see it properly. Now I'm doing nothing. I'm just extracting the information from the internet because that is my responsibility for my audience. So this is the power of technology. So you can also do the same. LMS or the learning management system. The example is Google Classroom. You can have your so many things designed on your LMS and everything organized as well. You can have a Google Drive, you can have your Microsoft OneDrive, wherein you can putting up all your documents, all your presentation, all your files in cloud. And then you are sharing it with anyone or with your students or teachers with the proper privacy tools, settings. So if you want it to be downloaded, you can share it that way. If you want it just to be viewed, you can share it that way. So these learning management systems makes a teacher's life very easy. As I mentioned earlier as well, the assessment tools. We have Google Forms, we have Kahoot, we have quizzes that we can design our assessments. And trust me, with Kahoot and Google Forms and quizzes, students get so excited to revise, to give answers to the questions, and to have more of it. I have used Kahoot n number of times in my classroom, and every time I'm using it, it always surprises me because this brings in gamification in the classroom, and gamification brings the excitement to the students. So this is also very important. Collaboration, to collaborate, to talk, to have a word with your colleagues, with your students while you are not there physically with them is also very important in today's time. So collaboration tools such as Padlet, Jamboard are all very essential for a 21st century learner. You can have a wall with your students wherein they are putting up the ideas and you are just pinning it up in real time. They are writing. You can put up a simple question and they are writing an answer to it and you are pinning it up in your wall. So this you can do using Padlet and Jamboard as well. So this gives a very real-time feedback of what you have taught to them just 10 minutes before, and you want to have a bird's eye view if your students had absorbed the concept or not. So trust me, please write down these tools and use all these tools in your classroom teaching and learning. It will bring in a more fresh kind of environment to your classroom. Now, why I should use digital skills to enhance my learning? I am already doing very good. I am referring to 10 to 20 lesson plans. I'm referring to 4 to 5 books so that I can have my knowledge updated. But you are a 21st century educator where creativity, collaboration, and technology, it all goes hand in hand. So you should use it. You should have a technology. You should have this digital skills with you. Why? Because first of all, it is real time, the feedback and the progress tracking. So you can have a real time feedback of your student and you can track their progress also simultaneously. You can design interactive lessons and multimedia content. So if you are showing a video, you are showing a skit, you are showing an animation in your classroom, and the students are learning the concept of photosynthesis, let's say through an animation, then we all know that a pictorial format is much more impressive than a reading format. So that stays for a more longer duration in students' mind. Flipped classroom approach you can also use. One of a very good digital tool that skills that we should have. What you can do in flipped classroom, you can show them before going for a topic. You can show them the introductory video and you can give them the questions referring to that particular video. They can go back home, they can refer to that video again. They need to find out the answers of those questions from the video. Next day, next class, when you are coming back, you are talking about it and your half job is done. The answers the students are already giving. They know the topic beforehand and you haven't taught them. You have just given a spike kind of thing that these are the things you just start. And trust me, with these flipped classroom approach, the students' learning also increases multiple fold. Project-based and inquiry-based learning, when you are you are bringing technology in the classroom, you are using AI tool, you are using a simple tech tool, you can design multiple projects also with the learners and you can bring in different kinds of learners together. So let's say if student A is very good in designing, student B is very good in extracting the information from the net, student C is very good in iterating of the facts. So all these three diverse learners, when they come together, they can easily make one very good project based on the topic which you have given. And then you can have your inquiry-based learning as well from them. Moving further ahead, digital safety and ethics. So digital safety and ethics, you should have a safe and responsible use of technology. Nowadays, we have so much of information available on the internet, but we really don't know how to use it, what kind of information we should be putting it up. And if let's say we want to extract an information, do we have a right to do that? Will it not come under plagiarism? So such kind of thoughts, such kind of action points you should be having in your mind while extracting the information and also while talking with your students, so that they also know if they are going to be using technology for their particular project, they also need to follow all these things. Protecting student data and privacy. I had talked about Google, I had talked about Microsoft tools, but they all need student data. They all need their name, email ID, age, and their phone numbers also, so that they can design a portfolio. But is whatever we are doing, whatever information we are providing to these organizations, are all these information is safe? So we should be well aware about students' data protection or as well, and their privacy also. We can't just give all the information to the entire organization just like that. So you should have your good licensed softwares with yourself. You should not be using any pirated software. You should not be using anything which you are not sure. So my point of telling you about digital safety and ethics is that whatever you can use it for yourself, whatever you can have it for yourself, then you should be recommending to your students. Make sure that your IT admin, IT personnel is there in the loop while deploying the softwares, while using any new software, or you are downloading anything new in your system. Cyberbullying, a very big topic and a topic about which the students never talk. But we as teachers, we as educators, we should know that whatever platform we are introducing our students to, they are not getting bullied over there. Any kind of bullying which is happening in front of you, of course, we will be first one to protect our students there. But whatever is happening on cyber arena, the students should come, you should have that much of connect with your students that they are coming and talking about it to you. So we should always, this should not go as a monthly or 2 monthly reminder to students, but every now and then you should be talking about it with your students. Let's say if a student is there on Instagram, nowadays every student come grade 6 onwards, they want to have their accounts on Instagram. But are they really aware what kind of content they are watching, what kind of people they are following? So it's just not only the parents' responsibility, but it's also an educator's responsibility to teach them. So we should make our students aware about the do's and don'ts of social media as well. So that is also very important. I would suggest if by this time, if you people are not having any IT policy or the cyber social media policy in your schools, so please, if you are an IT background person, it's your responsibility to draft it. If you are a non-tech person and if you have your technical team, technical person in your organization, please ask them to design it and have it as an undertaking from all the students and the parents as well. Because whatever is happening in cyber media, we don't know to what extent it can penetrate. So to get a first-hand report, you should be having a connect with your students. Definitely this topic we can take separately. What is cyberbullying? What measures we can take for cyberbullying? if a student is going through getting bullied from another student, maybe a senior or a junior. So what all we can do to help that particular student. So all these things we should talk more and more to our students so that we can build a cohesive environment where the students are feeling cyber safe. Then only we can ask them to come on this particular internet world. Digital etiquette. Now, what is a digital etiquette? Let's say a person is visiting you, your house, your home, you are not offering any tea, juice, something like that. We say that the manners, good manners are not there. We are not wishing properly. We don't have an etiquette. While we are talking in a digital platform, we are not being very polite. We are very rude to each other. We are not talking in a very proper manner. We are not using the language properly. Or if we are chatting also, if we are writing also, we are texting also, then also we are not using the proper language. We are not following the grammatical things. We are using bold letters. We are using different smileys or GIFs. This all comes under digital etiquette. Anything which can hurt the sentiments of the audience comes under digital etiquette. Right now I'm talking to you. If I have my video camera off, okay, that's fine. The bandwidth, maybe I'm not having my internet bandwidth supporting me for both the things together. But if I have all the things at place, still I'm putting it off. Maybe I don't want to connect with you in that particular way. So it also comes under digital etiquette. How I'm dress up for an online session, how I'm talking to you in my online session, how I'm taking my things, how I'm writing the things. Am I prepared? Do I really know the things what I need to talk? So all this comes under my digital etiquette. So please, while designing anything, be it a video, be it an animation, be it a simple Word document, you want to send it across through email to your boss or to your colleague or to your student, you should follow this digital etiquette to utmost care. We all say that we should not be using bold letters, we should not be using very harsh or rude language. We should be polite in our conversation. We should be polite in our appearance as well. So whatever we will say, our students will follow, and whatever we will teach them, they will definitely gonna follow. So please follow digital etiquettes all as well, and overall the digital safety and ethics while designing the content or while preparing or making use of any tech tool for your lesson. This caught my attention to a great detail. What is the role of teacher in digital transformation? Am I there as a facilitator of learning? Am I only there as a lifelong learner, learning for myself? I have learned today that I can design a presentation online as well. I'm done. But what is next? Am I just their mentor for digital citizenship, or am I there as an innovator in teaching practices? So please focus your attention on the words which I have written in 4 different ways: facilitator, learner, mentor, and innovator. This all makes me as a teacher fit for a digital transformation. At time, as I am there as a facilitator, I am facilitating my students to so that they are also tech enabled, so that they are also learning their concept properly, so that they are also getting the information properly. I am there as a lifelong learner for myself. I am learning new things. Why we all are sitting here in this workshop today? So that we can learn from each other. Maybe you are learning from me. I will also learn few things in coming, sessions with you. So talking and learning and building up together makes me a lifelong learner. But if I'm just keeping this information with myself, I'm not transmitting it to my friends, to my students, to my colleagues, there's absolutely no use. So lifelong learner makes me that whatever information I am learning, whatever information I am getting, whatever techniques I am learning, I am implementing it as well. And here in the case, when I'm talking about with the role of teacher, you should be implementing it with your students in your classroom. Mentor for digital citizenship. You should be a role model for your students how to make your tools and technologies well at place within the cyber safety platform and framework. So as I mentioned earlier, if you are not having your cyber policies, please today only write in as your to-dos and get it done. Innovator in teaching practices. You use flipped classroom. You bring in Google Earth in your lesson. You bring in your video recording, you bring in your Kahoot in your classroom learning environment, and just see how a simple routine lesson gets changed into a hyperactive classroom. And trust me, when the students talks about while using the tools and technology, it gives us immense pleasure as a educator. I have implemented it, and that's why I'm very sure about it. Once you will use it, you will also be learning and loving all these tools. This is the picture which I want to showcase. One side of the picture, the left-hand side picture, the classroom is physical. The teacher is using too much of pen and paper and the routine lecture type of learning and teaching technology. The students, most of the students are busy, they are working, but few learners, they have lost their interest, they are doing something else. Of course, teacher is not able to catch hold of all the learners in one go. So what all we can do to reverse the situation? We can bring in the technology in the classroom. The attention span increases, the focus increases, the dimensions of learning increases. All the students will focus what you are saying, what you are showcasing, because you are not just talking about you and from you, you are taking help of a particular technology which they also want to do. And when you club it with your particular subject, with your particular topic, it definitely increases the interest of the learner. This is the basic difference between a physical lesson plan and a digital lesson plan. Here I have kept in mind the concept of any language class, let's say Hindi or English. Okay. So the first thing in a physical lesson, it follows a very fixed path. You are going with your book, you are opening up the pages, page by page, you are reading, you are making them understand. At times they listen, most of the times they will not pay attention. So the attention span, the listening span, it all come ups and downs. But when you are bringing a digital lesson, you can have videos, you can have quizzes, you can have hyperlinks, you can just pass it on to the students. The rest of the things they need to do. You need not to bring in their attention to the subject, to the chapter again and again. They can refer to the video, they can perform the quizzes, and they will be very happy doing that. Physical lesson plan, one size fits all. Difficult to differentiate for diverse learners in real time. I'm having my slow readers, I'm having my very quick readers also in my class. Few of them are done, but few are still struggling to read a particular lesson. The time is same, the classroom is same. What a teacher will do? She will then again struggle to make both the types of learners understand in real time. But when I am adapting with my lesson plan with AI and with various other resources, my difficulty levels for my different learners will change. I can have my simple lesson reading for my slow learners so that they can eventually catch up with time. And for my fast learners, I can give little difficult hot kind of paragraph so that they can also uh, work with, with the same pace. So for in the same classroom in the real time, you are engaging them with different sets of content and the topic is same, the chapter is same. So this is the use of technology. This way you can bring in tech in your classroom. In physical lesson plan, the resources are limited. They are confined to the physical materials available in the classroom only. You can maximum refer to your books, to your board, to your notebooks, to your pen and paper, drawings, that's it. But what is when you have your entire internet with you, your global libraries, your multimedia content? You just need to think about it and you can bring in all this in your digital lesson plan. You can incorporate quizzes, you can incorporate so many videos which are there. Trust me, choosing one particular video can also take a lot of time while you are on YouTube. So this all, now we have our AI help assistants with us. So with the correct prompt, you just need to give a prompt and they can design a video for you as well. So all this we can do, all the shortcomings of a physical lesson plan, we can convert into a digital, very ongoing lesson as well. But yes, I am not just saying that all the physical classroom to be converted into a digital. You can have a mix of digital tools with you, so that side by side, while you are paying attention, while the students are paying attention to the textbook, they are also having fresh new ideas, they are also having fresh new activities for themselves, and you there as a mentor, they are doing the activity. Why we are talking about digital skills, why it is so important, and why it is so needed. The National Education Policy 2020, it imperatively says that digital is essential. Nobody can work without the digital era. Nobody can work without any tech tool. So designing a digital lessons is no longer just an option. It is very much important and it is very much necessary. But why it is so necessary? To ensure equity and inclusion, as I said, many accessibility features. I hope we all understand what is an accessibility. Few learners are not able to read what is there in the textbook. They are not able to read, let's say if you have designed a PowerPoint also, they are not able to read in a particular font. That also you need to keep in mind, that your diverse learners are getting the things properly. You can use text to speech if they are not able to read. You can convert a simple book, you can convert, they can hear, you can convert it using text to speech tool. You can adjust the font and your different learners can participate fully in your lesson plan. To support multilingualism with one-click translation and the ability to embed content in multiple language. Trust me, this is very important. In our classroom, we have diverse background learners. So to all bring them on one single page, we should support multilingualism. And with tech in our hand, we can do this with using a very simple translator tool. So let's say if your student, if you are sitting in North and you have a student from South or from any other part of the country, you can always give it a particular video in a different language. They can easily translate. You can use a translator. Experiential learning is the buzzword nowadays. So digital tool allows us to move beyond rote memorization by incorporating interactive elements, making learning a more joyful, inquiry-driven experience. So what is experiential learning basically? It is learning by doing. Gone are the days when we are just simply reading a book and we are writing a question answer and done. No. Now is the time when the student want to refer to 10 other activities. They want to learn the same concept again and again, but through different activities. So all these activities you can have on your technology background as well. It's not necessary that every science activity needs to be conducted in science lab. You can have your virtual labs also. If you haven't been to virtual labs, please go and explore the virtual lab concept. And trust me, all the electricity, all the photosynthesis, all kinds of reactions, what we used to show in our science, physical science lab, we can all do in virtual lab as well. Again, I'm saying not always, but yes, 2 or 3 lessons we can miss out going to science lab, and we can use the ICT lab for such things. To foster critical thinking, when you are bringing in tech, your students explore, your students analyze, and your students connect ideas beyond the textbook to build a real world 21st century skills. Bring in gamification in your classroom. Bring in the tool of Minecraft. Bring in the tool of quizzes and Kahoot. And just see how this gamification enhances their creativity, how they start thinking about the creative skills. Use SDG tools to connect with your topic and with the technology, so that the projects you are making up, it is talking more about community level. So all this helps the student to think and analyze the topic more critically. Now I'm talking about specific tools for, let's say, classroom teaching. You have PowerPoint, as I said, you have Google Slides, you have Microsoft PowerPoint with you. You have n number of other things for designing. So use all these: smartboard and videos, online quizzes and polls, learning management system. Content creation tool. You are a Hindi teacher and you are teaching muhavras to your student. Now you want an activity so that your student can bring in your muhavras to life. Why not ask them to create an animated character talking about the muhavra on Canva? Why don't you ask them to design it on Adobe Express? So all these tools can bring in life to your topic. You are a maths person. You want to create a content. You want to do something using the tech and math. Use GeoGebra for your designing, for your geometry. You can have this tool. For geography, you can, again, you can have Google Earth. You can have videos. So many videos are there. For any other subject, you can always have, all these tools are very common. You can connect these tools with your content, with your topic. There are so many image and video editors also. And trust me, all these things a student knows much better than the educator, because their ideas, their mind is working throughout. They can create content so quickly. So why don't you ask your students to create a content for you? And then the best one, you can have it in your master PPT. So all this way, the students will also feel more confident. They will also feel more included, and they will work more critically for the topic. Assessment and feedback tool. Not always we need to wait for the proper assessment examination to take place so that we can judge where our students and what our students are doing. You have all these tools in your uh, platter, which you can use once your, let's say, your half of the chapter is covered and you want to test your students if they have gathered, if they have absorbed the information properly. So why not design a Google form or an MS form? You can just quickly design it while sitting at your home, while sipping a coffee, and your 10-pointer Google form is done. Now, no need to bring in the students to the classroom. You can simply float the link to all of the students. They can attempt the quiz while sitting at home, and they can, again, you can have all the answers one place incorporated in an Excel sheet, which you can discuss one-on-one with them later in your classroom. So without actually going to school, without actually asking them to perform pen and paper, you have gathered their assessment. You have gathered their feedback as well. You will get a bird's eye view, what topic they have learned, where they are having possibly an area of improvement. So this will help you to enhance your topic to a much more stronger dimension. And this will tell you also how your class is performing in that particular topic. Instant polling. There are so many tools nowadays, let's say Mentimeter, which you can use for have a quick poll for your real-time classroom. So English educators, if you want to know the students have grasped the concept, you can put up one quick question and they can answer the question to you in a very real-time manner. So you can have such kind of instant polls. What all it is helping us, in what ways it is helping? It is helping us in performance tracking, as I mentioned. So this will help you to track your good performers and your not so good performers. And trust me, we don't pay attention to good ones. We pay more attention to the non-low performers. So this way, a teacher will utilize the time to design more appropriate content for the low performers. Automated feedback. Use Google Forms, use MS Forms, and just see how collated your responses are there in the Excel sheet. No need to analyze the results one by one. It is all there collated in one Excel, which you can include the results. You can have your pictorial bar graphs and everything in front of you, and you can again show it, talk about it with your coordinators, with your seniors, so that they can also sit with you and they know that yes, that this particular class, this particular student or this particular group is not performing or so well performing. Why I am talking about this? Because this is also one major area which helps the teacher to strengthen the areas. If I am telling you and I am not able to understand if you have got my point or not, then what is the need of telling my all the things? So this is one way of or not judging, sorry. This is one way of getting the feedback of your students as well. Collaboration tool. Collaboration is when we are connecting with each other, not definitely not all the time in a real world environment, but on a virtual platform as well. So we are working together. So you can have Google Classroom, you can have MS Teams, wherein you are just designing a particular lesson plan, you are designing a piece of content, you are sharing with your teachers, co-teachers or students. They can read it out there, they can perform over there, they can give their feedback to you, and which you can also simultaneously read and write. It can either be private, it can also be open to public as well. You can have email and chat tools wherein you can send emails to each other and you can either broadcast it or you can have a one-to-one conversation. Shared documents. Gone are those days when we were just storing all the things in our pen drive or in our local drives. But now with the cloud storage, you can put up all the documents in your clouds, in Gmail, Google Drive, in OneDrive. And it is so convenient that you are just using your logins and you are using and opening and accessing it from anywhere. So this gives you a power to be there with your students at all the times, to be there with your organization and all the times, and this actually helps a lot. So let's say if you are sitting somewhere for a meeting but you need to access one particular document, so no need to think that, oh, I'm not carrying a pen drive, so how will I fetch up that particular document? Now you have your online space, so you can just put it up on the cloud, you can fetch it and you can work, and then it gets auto saved. That's the best thing. Online meetings, the way we are talking as of now, I'm sitting at one particular part of the country, you are somewhere else, but then still we are connected. And why this getting possible? This is getting possible just because of the technology. So this is also one major collaboration tool. As we are moving further ahead, benefits for teachers and students. So it doesn't only benefit the students only, it does give benefit to teachers as well. So you are giving a personalized learning approach. You are taking each and every student as a person, one-on-one person, while you are designing your digital tool. Okay, so using a tech tool, you are designing a lesson plan, you are designing a diverse lesson plan for each learner. So maybe a group of learners who are not very active, you can have a video for them. A group of learners which are very active, you can design a quiz for them. So this way you can add a variety. You can have an interactive learning with the help. There can be chances many students are not very comfortable talking to you in person, but while you are having an online session, while you are having a passive kind of session, let's say email writing or document writing, they want to express more. So this way you can have an interactive learning as well. Better understanding, you can assess and you can have a better idea which student has got what kind of information. So this also helps you a lot. Active participation, no student gets unattended. You can see that whoever is not participating, you can have a complete list in your whatever the tool you are using. For active participation also, you can use the quizzes, you can see who has performed how, and then you can design your further things ahead. Teacher's role in digital learning, it's very important. You need to be a guide also, so that a responsible tech usage is happening. It's just not that the internet is being provided to students and they are doing anything and everything using internet. You should be guiding them how to write a particular information, particular keyword, how to fetch an information from the internet, and then how to use it. So this is a very important role. Balance traditional and digital methods. So nowhere we are seeing that traditional way of taking up the things were not good and digital methods are very, very nice. No, we should have a balanced approach. Wherever it is necessary, you should be teaching them using the book, using pen and paper. But wherever you can bring in, you can see the area of improvement, you can bring in the role of technology tool, you should definitely do that. It encourages creativity. Give it as a designing something on internet using the computer. Students will do much more better. Keep learning continuously. Here the time never stops. You design things, you deploy the things to the students, and they will be working as a backend. So back end, front end, both are you. So whatever you are doing, you can design, you can give it to your students and they can get back to you on that. Of course, with come technology, and we have many challenges for the tech thing as well. I remember when the COVID time was there, so I was asked overnight by my principal to conduct this workshop for all the teachers of this school and to bring them on board for a particular tool. Let's say MS Teams we were using. And trust me, I was also not very comfortable with Teams because before that, nobody has used technology to this extent. We have just used the YouTube, we have just used the PowerPoint or XYZ other tools so that we can make the lesson plans more comprehensive. But COVID has taught us how technology and to till what depth we can bring in technology in our teaching learning. So regular workshops we should conduct, and I must say that such kind of workshops where we are talking about digital skills, where we are talking about the importance and its role. This kind of awareness, bringing in awareness in educators, because you people are the ones who drive the classroom. So if the driver of the vehicle is competent enough, he knows all the things, whatever advancements is going on, trust me, the passengers will follow you. So if the students will see that yes, my teacher is using so many tech tools in my one particular topic, so let's have this technology also be used. So they will also they will also be involved in the tech kind of thing, and together we can build a very responsible 21st century learner, which we can further utilize in other things. So I was talking about the challenges. So yes, we have a limited training. We don't get engaged in so much of tech training very frequently. We talk about all the other things, but what are the basic things? Let's say if I ask you, or if I talk to you, if you know how to design a simple PowerPoint, I'm sure many of you know that. But what if out of 100, if 30% doesn't know how to design a PowerPoint presentation? So we are at a very basic level. We are talking about AI, but we still don't know how to put it up in one simple format. So please gear up in such kind of regular workshops wherein you are investing your time, where you are learning a particular tool. And I'm not saying that just learn any very, hi-fi tool. Start with basic PowerPoint, Excel, Word. Trust me, these are the things which will never go out of topic. We need to have whatever become whatever AI, whatever chatbot, whatever uh, artificial intelligence tool we have. But these are the basic tools which can easily make up any session very interesting. So please involve yourself in such regular workshops and build up your tech creativity, build up your tech knowledge to a greater level. Of course, the challenges which we can face while using technology, we can have connectivity issues. So if you are having too much of connectivity issues at your place, your network is not supporting you properly to have a 20 minutes video session. So what you can do, you can easily download that particular video. I'm talking in a classroom scenario as well or a non-classroom scenario. So you can download that particular video and you can show it to your students in an offline mode. So it's not always that any tech tool which you are using, you are always using it in a real time. No, you can have a backup of it if the connectivity issue is there, and otherwise also we prefer to have a backup of it. If you are having a device shortage, you are not having 30 computers for your 30 learners one-on-one, you can have a smart planning. If you are not having a dedicated lab for your in your school, you can have a shared classroom, you can have a shared kind of environment wherein the students are sitting, maybe 2 or 3 students are sitting on one system and they are doing the project based learning. So this kind of challenges we definitely have, all of us have at some or other point, but we have a solution for it also. So I suggest, please, whatever challenges you are facing, to please get back to your IT team as well. Talk to your about it to your coordinators, that why technology is so important. And I'm sure coming, if you are a non-tech person and coming from a non-technical person talking about technology, the coordinators listen to it very seriously. So that's a thing. Um, Concluding my presentation, digital skills are very essential today. We can't ignore the digital realm, and we just can't say that no, we will survive, we will make our classroom very happy. Because yes, that's very important to make our classrooms happy as well. We are talking about learners over here. So it's not just we are creating anyone just having a knowledge. We want to give them an experience. And when we talk about an experience, definitely technology plays a very big role. Digital tool enhance teaching impact. So whatever you are teaching, if you are clubbing it, if you are stamping it with any tech tool, it will make a greater impact. And what all happiness educator will have other than having this impact that the student is learning, the student is having it embedded in his mind and heart, that whatever you have taught, the learner is grasping it so quickly. So I think that's the way your technology brings in a fresh air to your classroom teaching. And trained teachers create future ready students. This I have explained, this I have told you earlier as well, that we are not just creating learners of knowledge, we are creating learners of knowledge with experience. And when you are having so much of technology in your hands, when you are teaching, when you are talking, when you are designing, when you are creating, you are collaborating, you also feel very happy that yes, I'm doing something new. So this way you can create your future students as a tech enabled and tech ready students. This is a famous quote. I have heard it in one of my workshop, and this is there with me for always. Teachers who use technology, they inspire lifelong learners. So if you want your learners to be with you for a lifetime, not just they have passed sixth, not just they have passed eighth or 10th or 12th and then they are gone. No, they should be knowing you as a wow teacher. Oh wow, that math sir has taught me this concept using bar graph, using smartboard. We haven't used the formulas so much with the pen and paper, but we have learned it using a technology through a video. We have seen Himalayan mountains on Google Earth. We have not visited them, but we have seen it. So, this kind of experience, when you give it to your learners, they will carry it for their lifetime. So, this was my simple session to make you all understand why technology is so important and to encourage you all to please come up with more ideas, with more tools that we all can use together. Please collaborate with each other. Please talk to each other. Have a very cohesive environment where we all can pour up the ideas. For simple things, we can have different ideas for one particular topic. So, in this quick way, we can create 10 lesson plans. Let's say if a group of 10 teachers are working, one single topic, but so many ideas. So, see, our 10 activities are already planned. So, this is my request to everyone to please bring in the technology in your classrooms and design and develop your learners with technology. Thank you. And any questions, anyone, I will be happy to take here. Vikrant sir, if anybody wants to answer any question, ask any question, sorry. All right, if we don't have questions, I will be signing off. Thank you everyone for this great um, session. And I really hope that whatever I have taught, it adds to your knowledge. And I have encouraged you little bit to use technology in your classroom. And I will be very happy if tomorrow, if you are bringing in any, it can be any tool. Please don't think that I need to use a very hi-fi tool for it. No. If you can use, start from simple tool, that is also very nice. So yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Priyanka.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you everyone for joining the session. It was good session.
Thank you.
And, yeah, thank you, Ms. Priyanka. And hope we will meet again, everyone.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, sir. Thank
Thank
you. Have a
you.
wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.